How far of a pendulum swing did we take from 2020 and the George Floyd protests, where if you didn't post a black screen, you were a racist? If you didn't vote for Joe Biden, you were a racist? And that word held so much strength and power. Like, you would lose your job, you would get canceled on the internet, and nobody would speak to you. Now, in 2025, we have HH by Kanye playing in a Miami nightclub, and like Nick Fuentes, Sneeko, Tristan Tate, Andrew Tate, and all of these people are getting together doing Nazi salutes, having their songs play in a nightclub with 1,000 people, like, and they're celebrated for it. Like, don't get me wrong, there's people on the internet that are absolutely against it, but like, that weight of that word racist, that weight of that title is just dissipated. Like, it does not matter anymore. And it literally like got Joe Biden into office because people were afraid to not vote for him. Like, that is just fascinating to me. Like, how strong something has changed. And I mean, it's obviously just because of how top-down strength that Trump has just enacted into this freedom of speech, and just, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, it is crazy. I mean, racism used to be such a big deal. Now you openly just have people slanging out the N-word on social media, and people are like, man, he's one of the good ones now, because he's starting doing it young. Like, how strong did we shift? Like, I guess the shift doesn't necessarily exist. I feel like it was there all along. It's just now normalized because of who we have in office. So it's like this one extreme to the point where like you can't say anything or you're gonna get labeled, and now you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, where is this middle ground where we're going to be able to meet in the middle and be like, yeah, you could say this, but I don't know about that one, bro. Like, where did we get? Like, that is purely a result of social media and how extreme people just take shit, and how extreme we make people famous. Like, Clavicular is a amazing example that this dude blew up solely because he literally would bring a hammer to his cheeks and his chin to make himself more attractive. And this guy has like incel beliefs and is celebrated for it. And it's fascinating to me, because I've got nothing against the guy, and seriously, good on him for making a name for himself, because he's purely just being himself. But it's like, he got inducted so quickly into the right-wing fucking grifter hold, and it is fascinating to me, like, just how fast it is to fall into that. But then also, like, just how separated these people are. Like, I mean, I feel like there's no moderate influencers anymore if they have something to do with social media. Like, and just kind of being a name. Like, I would say Kai's pretty in the middle, but that's because he doesn't really have any political opinions. If you have a political opinion and you're on social media, you are either one or the other. Like, nobody cares about you if you're in the middle. It is fucking fascinating, and it's obvious to know why. It's because that doesn't sell. If you fucking say shit that everybody agrees with, of course nobody's gonna want to listen to you, because it doesn't shock you, it doesn't keep you on your phone, it doesn't keep you wanting to look at what the fuck this person is posting and what they're doing. That's why Clavicular has gotten so popular. I mean, you took a guy who was pretty ugly and then bone smashed his face, took fucking crystal meth to hollow out his cheeks, and now is famous, and now Saturday Night Live is making fucking skits about this dude. And it's happened within like 2 months. This guy has made a name for himself, and now he's singing HH in a Miami nightclub with Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. Like, oh my God. I mean, I'm absolutely a social media consumer. I'm not watching these streams, but I keep updated with all this shit just because that's what's on my Twitter accounts. And it is fascinating to me. Like, I love it. I can't lie. I absolutely love it. Like, I remember in 2020, I think I've told this story before. I went to a Wawa and I was driving my convertible and I pulled over and this black guy next to me comes up to me and he was like, you shouldn't be doing that while these protests are going on. And I was like, I shouldn't be driving in a convertible while like BLM protests are. Can you explain? He's like, yeah, like if you were black, you would have been pulled over. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even argue with the guy. I was just like, all right. I went inside. I tried to understand his opinion. He didn't fucking try to explain it. He was just angry at me for even thinking of driving with my convertible down. It was the most fascinating thing in the world. And then now you're able to say the N-word and do Nazi salutes in a Miami nightclub. When 5 years ago, I couldn't drive with my convertible down without being called a racist. Like, how fast? And it's just like a shoom, shoom, shoom. Like with the next fucking presidential election, is it just gonna go right to the opposite side? Like if you say anything, you're just gonna be a racist. Like now the power is gonna be in these people's hands rather than these people's hands, rather than, hey, let's both shut the fuck up and actually listen to each other and say, all right, I shouldn't need to say this to be seen. I shouldn't need to say this to be seen. Kumbaya. Motherfucker, that ain't happening. What are we supposed to do? And it's like, oh God, I hate it. I hate it, but I love it. It's so fascinating. It's such like an interesting period of time to like fucking study just human behavior and just decision making in general. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to talk about, it actually kind of has something to do with the first, is a morality sort of issue. I had a weird run-in yesterday. I went to Chipotle and there was a homeless guy. He had a sign that said that he was a veteran and he was, you know, trying to get money, trying to get food, whatever it was, right? So I see people give him $5, like extra money, because he's a veteran. Absolutely, I would completely get that. And then I saw the guy hop in a van and drive away. So, in my opinion, and what I started thinking was like, okay, this guy absolutely could be homeless. He could be living out of his van. All right? 1,000%. Or the guy could be lying, but I don't think that's a possibility. I think the guy genuinely lives in his van. I saw like blankets in it and all that kind of shit. So then I kind of thought of the morality of this, and I was thinking, am I a not moral? Am I like a not empathetic person? Because I started to think, like, if I gave money to this homeless man and I saw him get in a van and drive away, I would be kind of pissed. I would be upset compared to if I just saw him walk away. I don't know. I feel very strongly about that. And I think it's because you have the ability to move around much quicker than somebody that is on foot. So the person with the van can get their money and then all of a sudden go drive to the convenience store and get a cup of water within a minute. Now this person, obviously more than a minute, however long the convenience store is, and you can park anywhere. And you're also blocked from the outside world. You can lock your doors, as well as you have blankets and you have something that is stopping you from the weather conditions that are outside. Thunder, rainstorm, whatever it is, you have something that's blocking you. And you are able to go and get a water and just drive and then get back in your car, right? Yeah, you might not have a job. Yes, you might still have to spend money on gas, but it is much easier. Now, I'm not saying you're a better person or you're worse off if you don't have a car compared to if you do have a car, but I do think there is a difference in homelessness. Like, when you are living on the street, you have to walk everywhere. You have to take public transportation, which takes so much extra time. And then also, you have to walk. So you have to deal with weather conditions. You have to deal with all of this shit that is bad. And then you also have to sleep outside. So you don't know if somebody might come up to you and essay you or rob you or fucking beat you up solely because you're homeless. But if you're sleeping in your car, you are able to be under a blanket and you are blocked from the outside world. You can put stuff over your windows and nobody really has to know that you're homeless. You are much safer in a vehicle compared to if you are on the street. And that's why, I don't know, I kind of felt some type of way when I saw that happen. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to panhandle. Absolutely not. Like, if you want to panhandle, go right ahead. Nobody's going to stop you. But I don't know. There's like a difference in homelessness. I would just feel much worse. Like, I would have more empathy towards you if you have a vehicle. No, if you don't have a vehicle, excuse me. Because it's so much harder. Like, genuinely harder. So, and then I asked people around this, and a couple people were like, Brandon, that's so fucked up. That's all, like, you don't know what that guy could have had. He could have had PTSD and he wasn't able to get a job and all this kinds of shit. And I'm like, I agree. I completely understand that. But I still do think that is different than you not having a vehicle at all. And I do stand on that. I really don't think that makes a difference. And that's where I think opinions count, is if you understand the other side and you still hold it to there. If you don't understand the other side, you're not willing to listen to it and you still hold that opinion, I think that's wrong. I'm willing to understand the other side. I still feel that way. Confidently. And then there were other people that said the same thing that I kind of said, maybe harsher or more friendlier. They were like, yeah, no, fuck that. That guy's not homeless. Like, yeah, he's homeless, but no, he's much fucking better off. And we're angry about it too. So it was a fascinating kind of conversation. So I think that's more of like a morality issue and how high your morals are. But morals are weird. I don't know. It's so strange. Like how different somebody can kind of have an opinion about the same thing. So I just thought that was sort of fascinating. But two things that kind of intertwine with each other. But that's where I'm at. Human condition. Well, I love you. 28 years later, Bone Temple. I got a poster for seeing it. This movie was so fucking good. If you haven't seen 28 Years Later, Bone Temple is much better. But you don't really need to watch days or weeks in order to watch Years. And then watch Years so you can watch Bone Temple. I think it was literally just an alley-oop because to set up Bone Temple. It's so good. But yeah, give that a watch. And I love you. And don't cancel me. Because I want what's best for everybody. And I just have an opinion about something, and that's not pushing anybody down. I want the best for everybody. And I think you're allowed to have more empathy towards certain people that have harder circumstances. And I stand my ground on that. Change my mind, please. I love you. Bye-bye.